Okay, I'm gonna start recording. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Quirky Dorks podcast. It is May. Wait, no,
June.
it's Ju-
It's June.
it's June 6th, 2021, and I am here with Minnie, aka
Hello.
David, aka Booberg, the man, the myth, the legend himself.
I I'm ready. I'm prepped. I just woke up. I'm excited to see what the conversations are gonna be about. Let's
that
go.
I met you recently, like a few weeks. Has it been a month since I've met
I
you?
don't think so. It's like May 16th or something.
Maybe less, but you seem pretty
Yeah.
chill, which is why I want to ask you this question. Like,
Thank you.
what is what is one thing that, if done to you, warrants an immediate like ass kicking to the other person?
Like in real life, I
Yes.
guess it would be in real life. I can't really fucking throw hands virtually, right? But I don't know. I think it just depends on the person. If they really piss me off, then I'll like tell them to their face to just fuck off. And if they keep doing it, I think eventually I'll be like, I'll get really pissed off. I don't usually get like very pissed off. It's just like when someone's really pissing me off, it'll just happen, I guess.
What
I
does
don't know
it
what they'd have to do though.
what does it take? For me, I've thought about this. It's like I know some people when they get cut off, it's like, oh, that guy's like a jerk. I'm gonna they get
Mm.
aggressive and they want to do something to the other person. I thought
I think
about
that
for
yeah,
me though, it's definitely if someone were to spit on me, that warrants an immediate
yeah, it's pretty fucking disrespectful.
like
Um,
spitting on someone is the lowest kind of thing you can do to a human being.
yeah, because you're just saying like, oh, you're below me. But I think for me, it would just be like just like constantly invading my personal space. You know, when I specifically told you multiple times to just not do that. I think that's what it is.
So many I wanted to talk to you about something.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
Just breathing, hot breath in your face. So many can I ask you about something real quick,
I think
buddy?
there was actually a kid in my class. Like, isn't exactly like that, but he just invades your personal space way too much. He'll just be like sitting down, like in my wood shop class. He'd just be like fucking grabbing all like the shit that you've been working on and like start hitting you with it. Unfortunately, I have to like sit right next to him in like woodwork, but like since we're kind of late into this term,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like too big of a deal because I've told him to fuck off multiple times. But it's gotten like really annoying at some points. But
He's just like beating you with like the woodwork stuff.
no, I'll just be like sitting down, like listening to my music, like trying to figure out what the fuck they do next, so I don't cut my fingers off. And then yeah, I'll just be like sitting down, all relaxed, and then he'll hit my back. And then obviously, like whenever someone touches your back or something, you're not expecting it. You're just like you jump up a little bit, and it's really fucking weird.
He's like, "Hi." Did he say anything
Yeah,
after, or does he just
yeah, he
like?
did. He just like he looks at me. He's like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" It's like, "Fuck off." That's what, dude. Quit touching me. Like if you wanted to start a conversation, you'd just be like, "Yeah, what's up?" I don't fucking know this guy.
I don't know if you've experienced this, but you know what that reminds me of? That's like in middle school when like someone likes you, but they just like hit you, and like they like
Dude,
physically hurt you, but it turns
I
out they
had like
like
the
you.
I like for me personally, I've had that happen before, but I don't think they ever liked me. The worst, I think this is kind of the worst because it creeped me the fuck out. In eighth grade, right at the start of the year, there's this one girl that liked me, and I already knew that she liked me because of this like exact incident, but it just creeped me the fuck out. It reminded me of like Silent Hill or some shit like that. Someone's looking at you like right behind you or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so I'm sitting down in class. I'm just reading this book, and my hair is kind of long. I think you've seen it.
Yeah.
But in eighth grade, it wasn't as long, but it would still look like cover my eyes, so I could still like look around and like no one could tell.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but this girl, right? She would just like stare at me for like a whole class period until like I looked at her. It was the creepiest shit in the world. I'd just be sitting down reading my book, and then I'd feel like her eyes or some shit on me, and then I'd look up, and then I'd just see it like because she was trying to hide it too, so she was like looking down, but only her eyes were looking up. And it was just like the scariest shit in the world. I don't know, like you'd look up, she had like a terrifying, like not, she wasn't like ugly or anything. She just had like a terrifying face whenever she like looked at me. So I thought she wanted to kill me or some shit, dude. Like, I'm not even kidding. It was so bad. And then I think she like texted me like on a Saturday or something, telling me that she liked me. But that's like another story.
You
That
know,
shit was
just like every time you look back, she gets like a desk closer.
no, like serious. Like I thought, like dude, I actually thought that that's what was gonna happen. She just kept staring. Like in every single class that we were in, where she had like a direct line of sight with me, she just kept looking at me.
I probably had that like when I was in middle school, but I don't know. I was kind of like big brain when it came to stuff like that. I didn't
Mhm.
realize till like after like, oh, that's what that was. That's
Yeah,
why. Duh. I had
it's
a
kind of weird though. You never know. Yeah.
no. What were we gonna say? You said it's kind of weird.
I was just gonna say it's kind of weird because you never know when someone actually does like you or they don't, because they always like show the opposite of what they
Yes.
like of you, I guess, or what they want out of you. It's really annoying.
Those people, I can't. I don't have time for. Tell me what you
That's what
want.
I'm.
I've never had an experience like that, but I don't know if it's. I had a stalker in like middle school for like I think in eighth grade.
Oh, what the fuck?
You know, it happened though. I was like right at the bus and everything, and I had this other girl in my class who I was friends with. We'll call her I don't know, like Jessie. Okay, so Jessie's in my class, right? We're friends. And one day she like she like tells me that one of her friends likes her that goes to another school, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." And then like randomly throughout the week I'd get like random messages on like social media from people I don't know with like pictures of me like in different places. Like when I would ride the bus there'd be like pictures of me sent. And I'm like, uh like what do I do with that? Like why would you take a picture? There's like pictures that I didn't take of myself and like where I was there would be no one else and I'd get pictures. I'm like that's creepy as shit.
You should have just texted back. Fuck, I look good from that angle, dude.
But I never found
Yeah.
out who it was. And now that I think about it, it may have been probably Jesse, but
Mhm.
it never like progressed like that. Like there was no like energy from that,
Mhm.
and I feel
Mhm.
like I would have picked up on it more because I genuinely think it was someone I never knew.
Dubious actions.
dubious, dubious actions. Like let's
Mhm.
fight, and like we all know what let's fight means when you get that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when you bring out like the pillow and everything, and then you just start fighting each other.
Yeah. Hmm.
Pillow fight, pillow fight. That's what that means. It's honestly kind of it's really like weird how many people just want to fight for no reason. I think it's just because they wanna feel good about themselves. Not necessarily like they want to beat someone up. They just want to feel good about like they can defend themselves. So they like, but no one wants to fight them. I think that's what it is.
You gotta assert dominance in the clan, all right.
You do, but you don't have to like fucking let's fight each other. Like that's kind of weird, dude. Could you imagine you're just like you got your binder in your hand, you're just like listening to your own tunes or something. Someone comes up to you like, let's fight you. Like he starts like putting his hands up. That'd be like the cringiest shit I think I'd ever see in my life.
I middle school is a fever dream. I never want to go through it again.
Me neither. It's pretty easy though, honestly.
It, like you mean the school or like the
The schoolwork, not like the people. The people kind of suck, but like the schoolwork kind of easy.
now that I think about it, freshman year is kind of a transition period from that.
Mhm.
Like people are really wild freshman year, and I'm not saying you have so much growth between freshman and sophomore year, but there is a
Yeah.
difference of like settling into high school.
Mhm. Just getting to know the lay of the land, I guess.
Yeah, like for me, I transferred schools completely and didn't really like have the same. I wasn't around the same people, which I think honestly helped my high school experience because I didn't have to
Mhm.
deal with the same bland people.
Yeah.
um, but I don't know. You're closer to having those middle school memories than I am.
Yeah, I like to put it behind me though. I don't think my eighth grade was that interesting. I think if anything, my highest like right now, my high school is very pretty interesting because it's like it's the like classic high school experience, but you'd like never expected just coming out of middle school.
Like, what do you think is the craziest environment you've had in terms of schooling? And I don't mean like generalizing, like with people get into fights, like because we've dealt with crazy people.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
like some
yeah.
crazy experiences you've had throughout?
Like for learning or like cause like learning like in class or just schooling.
I mean, whatever comes to mind. Well,
Honestly, it's been this year, I would say. And the reason is because it's been like ups, not like it's just been ups and downs for me. But I think I think what I mean by that is just like my first term was pretty average. It just felt like middle school.
mm-hmm,
And then my second term was kind of chaotic because we had like everyone that's like popular, I guess you could say.
mm-hmm.
So they all like knew each other. There was one kid throwing fucking erasers across the room. Uh, I don't know. I think they like brought like weed or some shit in the class or something. I don't know. I think that was like the worst time for me because like it was math and art, and I didn't
mm-hmm.
really have like any friends really in my class, so to speak. I still like that more than I do in my current class, just because it was like art and math, so it wasn't like insanely hard or like I wasn't really too stressed out about it.
Yeah.
Um, and it was kind of something I was used to. But the term after I had math and art was fucking social studies and PE, and the class I had in that was crazy. There was this one guy that just kept bringing this dab pen into class, and he'd always just rip it like in front of the teacher, right? There was this fucking there was these two guys that are actually really cool, but they also like um did drugs and shit, and I just like went up to talk to him because I wanted to see what's up. I want to see like what that type of
What kind of life? What's that lifestyle like,
yeah,
bro?
like not necessarily like lifestyle, just like I want to see like what's up on the other side. Not like I wanted to be part of their group or anything. I just want to see what like what am I? Well, yeah, what is like not fuck. I can't really phrase this well, but like
Go.
I just want to see what the fuck they did. I was curious. Okay, that's it. For lack of like a better word, or for lack of a better sentence.
Okay.
I don't fucking know, dude. But anyways, so I went up to these guys, and these guys are all like punching each other and shit, like because our school has a smoke pit, and it was just like it was like the UFC. You just like go in, there's like different cards of like people that you pick, and like this person's gonna be fighting this person, this person's gonna be fighting this person. Like what the fuck? The organized combat is what it was. And, like the
Organized
smoke,
combat.
yeah, and like the smoke, and I was like, what the fuck? And then it got like shut down. I think halfway through the school year or something. But right now, this whole like this term I'm in is very I wouldn't say laid back, because like woodwork, if you don't know what you're doing, then you just feel like your fingers are gonna like be cut off. Um,
Yikes.
for like no reason. I don't really know why. But sorry. But and then we have what do we have? Science. And science, you could actually sleep in that class. You'd probably miss a lot of work, but you could actually sleep in that class. Very boring. But yeah, so I'd say it's more laid back than
That's what
my
trigonometry is
my
like.
socials and PE.
Trigonometry,
Yeah.
I do not. it, my teacher is so monotone. So monotone.
Do you think it's like the teacher's fault for not making it interesting, or do you think it's your fault for like being tired?
It's 100% the teacher's fault. 100%. Because I enjoy all of the classes except I dread that class. And, I had a teacher, freshman year, who was like, it's never the teacher's fault. If you're not doing well
Hmm.
in school, it's never the teacher's fault. And I'm like, is that really true? Like, come
Hmm.
on now. There's teachers who are terrible teachers.
Hmm.
And I'm not saying it's all the teacher's fault. It's obviously stuff of administration, too, and, like, lack of funding. There's so many things that go into it. But not all teachers are going to be Bill Nye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on now. Um, but my teacher, she was my algebra like 1 and 2 teacher. She was
Uh-huh.
like, "There is no such thing as a bad teacher. It's on the student's job to get their work done." I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, come on now.
Yeah.
If the
I
teacher
think.
like gives you a packet of
Mhm.
work to do and is like here, and like, oh, it's just, and I ask you a question like, oh, it's just on the website. That doesn't help me. I need, I need that like walkthrough of like a problem so I can understand.
Yeah. I also think like the biggest thing about the biggest thing about learning for me at least is just like how interesting the teacher makes it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of math teachers have a problem with this, like making math interesting. Because I think it's very easy just to make math like into an analogy, like fucking not like Sarah has 20 apples, you take away four, how many does she have? I'm talking about like, alright, for example, let's say you're feeling kind of hungry. Sarah over there has 20 apples. You decide to take four, count up, and then or fucking not count up, remove four from 20 or something. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
like the same shit, but like just I don't know, make it like interesting.
not word problems. Then every
Yeah,
math
not just
teacher
word
I know
problems.
does like the M&M thing, where like you have M&Ms and then you count and do math of M&Ms, and at the end of class they give you a new pack of M&Ms because they
Yeah,
don't want you to touch the ones that you've been working with.
yeah. It's kind of weird the whole M&M. I don't know why they'd like like if you do your work you get M&Ms, but I don't know.
They start
I don't
paying
really want.
people in real life with M&Ms.
Yeah, I don't really want M&Ms. I just want to get this work done and go home.
Some kids need that extra motivation to get their stuff done.
That's a little motivation, dude. Just some M&Ms for some motivation.
Hey, if it works, it works.
I
Kids get
guess so,
hype.
yeah.
I've had teachers who like will specifically like get candy to certain kids because they know it works. Like they have candies
Yeah,
on the desk.
but then you have to like give everyone candies.
Nah, I've had some like really like wrong teachers, fam.
God damn, bro.
Like, I kid you not, I had a teacher who oh, I can't remember. Oh no, she threw a stapler at a kid. And
What the fuck?
I think I said that a little too casual. I had a teacher threw a stapler at a kid. It wasn't when I was going to school. It was the year before I went. Now this was
Hmm.
my sixth grade teacher. Now you probably thought, oh, these if you're throwing staplers at kids, what are these kids doing?
Yeah.
Like not doing work or something. And she threw a
Yeah, yeah.
stapler. The only reason why I noticed is because my friend in sixth grades, that was my friend's in sixth grade's older brother, and he got hit in the
Hmm.
head with the stapler. They filed a complaint, and the teacher is still working there. You'd think that after throwing a stapler at a kid, you wouldn't
Hmm.
be working anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I don't get like the whole like favoritism thing with teachers because when I was in sixth grade, they like there was this one teacher that like hated some students but loved other students,
Hmm.
and it was like blatantly obvious that she did because she would pick on them for like the worst things. Like for example, in our school, like behind our or yeah behind our class there was like a little sink and stuff
Hmm.
that linked up to like other classrooms, so it was kind of like a get together area that led into the hallways.
Yeah.
Um, and there was like a few sinks there, so you can like wash hands if you're doing like some science experiments or some shit. And some girls were like cleaning up were cleaning up like the area that they were working around or some shit with like soap on the counters and stuff just to get it like really nice and clean. She walks out there, and as they're about to start cleaning the soap, she just tells them like, "What is this mess? Clean this up! Like, come on, get the soap out of here!" Right? And like I heard this, and I'm like, "What do you mean? They literally have like tissues in their hands to clean it up. How do you not see that?" And then they start telling like, "Okay, that's what we're about to do. Like, thanks, Captain." And she gets even more mad. And then I think she had like a situation where a student went to like the office or something because of her, because she was really like picking on them. I don't know why like I don't know why adults just like do that.
It's a power complex.
Yeah,
They get that they were bullied in school and they take it out on the other kids.
it's kind of funny how that works. You'd think like if you're like a good person, you'd kind of like not want that to happen to other like students or anything, you know?
Yeah, you'd have empathy. No,
Yeah.
let's go pick on some other kids.
Yeah. It's funny how that works, you know, because like I don't know. I feel like every single time I'm in a bad situation, I just don't want other people to be in it. Like
Yeah.
I'd rather just do it myself. Because I can like trust myself, but I can't like trust other people to like get through it. I think it's a selfish reason, but like I think that's why I do it.
Just.
You can't do it you know, if they
What
don't
are
do
you
it well, then do it
doing?
yourself.
Why are you making this dirty? No, go to the office. I've had kids storm out after like, fine, I will go. I'm gonna go to the principal, and the teacher's pissed. Like, they are
Yeah.
fuming.
Dude, I have to tell you this fucking story. Seventh grade, right? Oh my god, this was the best feeling I had in the world. Seventh grade, we had this fucking god awful like math teacher. Like to give you perspective on what we had to do every single day. This was our lucky day. Okay, one day he would teach us material. We'd write down a bunch of notes in our notebook, and
Hmm.
then at best we'd have like 10 pages worth of work to do, right, from like textbook on paper or whatever. That was our good day, and we had to get all those 10 pages done on that day, because the next day after that we had at least like three huge fucking major things that we had to do that he assigned. So first you had to make like an interactive like slide or whatever like on your notebook,
Hmm.
and then after that you had to write a reflection on like what you thought you did wrong, what you thought you did wrong, what you like you did good on or whatever, like on this like stupid fucking site, like not on like on math, just like on like integers or some bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But like the biggest thing was like getting like ideas for the interactive part. I think I slacked off so much in that class because I just couldn't care. It was so hard to care because after you did like those 2 pages, you would have to do an extra like sheet, I think, of like practice questions,
Oh
and then you had to
God.
go on Google Classroom, and then take pictures of the thing, and then put like the pictures, and then write the reflection on the Google like on or on your like Google Slides or some shit. It was so annoying. There was so much work, right? And this like teacher wasn't even a good teacher. He would just like scream and yell whenever someone didn't understand something, right? He was like the worst teacher you could fucking possibly have because he didn't like make the class interesting or anything. And if you didn't have any friends, you were this was like a collaborative, like a team effort to get like one day done in math is what it was.
Hmm.
Um, but there was this one time where I'm just sitting in class. It's the same boring fucking day. I'm almost falling asleep, and there's this one kid named Tyrese. Now you see, Tyrese forgets his binder, right?
Hmm.
And our teacher doesn't like that very much, so he sends him out in the hallway, or he sends him to the principal's office. I guess he wasn't having a good day or anything. And my friend sits right next to him. Was like, "Oh shit, here we go again, right?" And so after this, Tyrese goes down to the office, and he I'm guessing the principal asked him like, "Why the fuck are you here? Like, why aren't you in class? Like, learning shit? Like, what's the problem?" Um, and he says like, "Oh, teacher kicked me out because I don't have my binder." And then fucking dude, and then like the principal pulls up with Tyrese. Tyrese pulls up with a big ass smile on his face. We all know what's about to happen. The teacher gets called out of the room, right? And our principal is having this chat with him how you can't just kick out kids because they don't have their binder, right, with them,
Dang.
right? He can't just do that. I think it was like one of his like first offenses or second offenses. I can't remember. I think it's 3 strikes and you're out or something. But I'm like I have this huge fucking smile on my face. This is the most euphoric I've ever felt. And I'm like looking at my friends like, dude, look. He's gonna come back with a fucking. He's gonna come back red, right? And lo and behold, when he steps in the room, he was like, before he like stepped out, he was pale as fuck. But when he steps back in, he's just like this guy. Like he had like a blood rush or something, dude. His face was so red, and I'm sitting there like trying to contain my laughter because you could see like, oh, I fucked up, like on his face, and it was so good to see. Like I don't hold any hatred towards him, but it was just so good to see that he like held like he had like a little bit of torment that we had throughout the year. It was so fucking good.
I kind of there's a story similar to that. That same sixth grade teacher I had, and the one who threw the stapler. When I was in sixth grade, she was very strict on people talking in the hallway. You know, when you were younger,
Mhm.
you had to walk like single file, which
Yeah, yeah,
I never understood that. Why do we have to walk single file to get to the bathroom? Like, come
yeah.
on. It's like they're making you
Fucking
into
yeah.
like guinea pigs, which is
Yeah.
what school is anyway. Let's be real here.
Mhm.
Um, but so we're building. Not no. We're going to I think lunch or something, and we're walking
Mhm.
single file. And then one of the kids in my class, he's like, he starts talking in the hallway. Like usually, kids in the back of the line will start talking, and then she's like, "Okay, we are not going to be talking in the hallway if everyone's going to be talking. Everybody go back in the classroom and sit down." And we're like,
Mhm.
"You all are going to be late for your next class, and you're not going to get good grades because you're late. You're late."
Mhm.
It's like, why are you holding me up to our next class? So I'm already angry because I'm like, come on. I just want to go to
Mhm.
my next class and get this over with. Um,
Yeah.
she was my homeroom teacher. So we're waiting
Yeah.
there, and then she's like, I'm going to have you all write a paper about why you all shouldn't be talking in the hallway. And it will be graded. And it was. She made us write a paper graded about why we shouldn't be talking in the hallway. However, I wasn't the one that was talking. So
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm pissed. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna write a paper because I wasn't the one that was talking. So I'm sitting there. I'm like with one of my friends. I'm like, look at this. I write on this sheet of paper. It was Josh's fault. I'm gonna sub in a
Mhm.
name because he was the one that was talking.
Yeah,
And then I'm
yeah,
like, I'm done. And then she already like looks at me with like she is not having it, and she's like, "How are you done that quickly? Did you really finish a paper?" I'm like, "Yep." And I have a shit-eating grin on my face.
yeah.
And she's like, "Come over here. Let me see your paper. Like, she'll present it to the class. Read out your essay." I'm like, "Yep, I will." And then I said, "It was Josh's fault." And that's what I said. And then she was like, "That's not what you have on your paper. Let me see your paper." And I walk over to her desk, and she's like, she's like fuming. Like, oh, no.
She got steam coming out of her ears.
And I'm like, well, I'm being honest. I wasn't the one that was talking. It was Josh. And then she's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I was like, I want to be an actor and I want to be in the entertainment business. And she's like, well, that takes work to do, right? And I'm like, yes. And I'm going to put in the work to do that. I'm not going to put in the work for a paper that I don't, that I wasn't a part of. And then she's like, go sit down.
What'd you get on the paper though? You said it was graded, right?
I don't even remember what I got on the paper. I don't remember what I got on the paper. I don't even think she graded it because I think I remember telling my mom about it and she handled it. My mom kind of was like me and my sister's art guardian angel because we had like so many issues like that with teachers.
Mhm.
Like I had some crazy teachers, fam. I had a teacher who was racist, and she was like, we were doing like a parent teacher conference,
Mhm.
and we were asking about like for science fair because I got into the science fair one year, and she was like, "Oh well, when he goes, will he be staying with his dad?" Implying that my parents are separated or that I don't have a father because.
That's so fucked up. Oh my god.
And I'm like, no. My mom's like, no, he has. We live together. Like, what's that about?
Mhm.
Like, I've had, man. But I think that's like the first and only time I ever stood up to a teacher like that. All the other times I kind of was shy and timid and didn't really go out of the way. I think I was just so angry and I just didn't feel like writing a paper.
Yeah. I realized I had some crazy stories, like not just like about myself, about myself. I think I'll tell you I'll tell you two of them because they're kind of interesting. Not really interesting, but it's pretty funny. But so in eighth, yeah, it was this year actually in math and art, on like the last day or something. We're just chilling in our like desks or whatever, separated.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like someone says something that they shouldn't have. I don't know because I was like listening to music, and I'm just like sitting there like spaced out, like thinking what I'm gonna do over the weekend, like getting ready for like my next term or whatever. because it was probably one of the best weekends I had because I was like pretty stressed out about like finishing it or whatever because we had this big project that was due.
Yeah.
But I just got it done on time, so it was like sweet relief, you know. And then, anyways, so I'm just chilling there, listening to my music. I'm like, I hate teachers that scream for no reason. It always fucking like pisses me off, right? But our math teacher was like pretty chill. Like you could answer like any question you throw at him or whatever. Like you'd like find errors in your shit. But for some reason, I hope he did this not because he was angry, just because he wanted to fuck with us. But for some reason, out of nowhere, I think he just heard like one of like the girls or something say like something that they shouldn't have, and this guy fucking smashes his desk so hard, like, and he just yells, "Shut the fuck up!" And he just fucking bashes his desk, and then you just like you see him, you look at him, right? And then you just see him like walk out of the room. It was the loudest shit I've ever heard. You just see him like walk out of the room, like start pacing. I think he like walks downstairs, and then he like when he comes back, his like face is red. That was like the funniest shit that ever happened to me. But it startled the fuck out of me because I was just trying to like relax for like the final like 10 minutes that I had in that class.
We got some scary people. I mean, I'd be kind of freaked out.
I didn't laugh at it. I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, I was just so confused, right? But I think, yeah, so, I think, one of, I think the reason why he did it was just because, he, like, kicked some kid out of class and he said something towards him. Or something, I can't remember. But, what did I want to say? And in 7th grade, moving, I guess, to another story. In 7th grade, I got threatened with suspension by my vice principal.
You got suspended? Wait, your friend got suspended or you got suspended?
No, I got threatened with suspension.
Oh.
Because I told some girl that she had cooties. That's not even cap. That's not even cap, bro.
Jeez.
Let me tell you what happened. So, there's this one girl that was in our grade 7 class that really liked dating people, right? Like, just like...
Why is there always that?
I don't know, but she just went like she couldn't stick to like one relationship. She just kept jumping around from this guy to that guy, this guy to that guy, right? So like one of the guys that was dating her was like the worst offender because she like he didn't even say that she had cooties. He just like called her like a straight up whore and shit, right?
Dang.
Like just like constantly to her face. And me and my friend, we were like the worst, like we were like the least. Like, the people that offended her the least. We literally just said that she had cooties, right? But for some reason, like, we get sent to the office, like, we're that fucking guy. And as we're there, I get taken out of my band class when I was playing that fucking alto sax, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, getting the grooves on.
That's what I'm saying. But I get called out of class with my friend, his name was Mick. And we're just like sitting there waiting class, or not waiting class. We get like taken like the vice principal's office. We're just like all awkward, like sitting there, like we don't know what the fuck is up. And then our vice principal starts off the conversation like, "So do you guys know what we did wrong?" I'm like, "No, not really. Not really. Like, you know, I hope you like tell me what we did wrong because you know I don't fucking know." And then she says like, because I was thinking like, man, how badly did I fuck up like this time, you know? I don't fuck up that hard, but like, what caused me to be in this like certain situation? I would have never thought it was me calling like that girl like that she had cooties or something, right? Because what happened? The reason why I got called down to the office, I was sitting down by my locker eating my lunch, and she was sitting down like next to me, and I was like, dude, get the fuck away from me! You got like cooties or some shit, you know? Just like I guess it wasn't like the nicest thing to say, but it was just like more or less joking, I guess. I don't know. I probably didn't say that exactly. It was something with cooties in it. I think I said like, "Oh, get away from me, you got like cooties or something." But yeah, which I guess was rude, but it wasn't like anywhere near what the vice principal said.
Yeah.
Because the guy, the reason why I think she thought that we were calling like a slut and everything was because the guy that she was like dating at the time called her that, or that she just broke up with, called her that. Okay. Yeah, and I think she like told her mom about that. 7th grade, dude. 7th grade.
7th grade relationships are like free trials. They don't exist.
Yeah, that's true. But anyways, so we're just sitting there for like 40, 45 minutes. I'm just like being as honest as I can. Like, listen, all we did was like say that she had cooties. Because I'm pretty sure like anyone in the right mind, like you can't take it that like literally kindergartners like fucking say that they have cooties, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't like, and then the vice principal, she says the most heinous shit I think I've ever heard. She's like, so you know, Cooties is insinuating that she's a slut, right? And I'm like, excuse me? Like, you know, like kindergartners fucking say this shit to each other? Like, are you gonna call like a fucking 6-year-old a slut because they fucking Cooties? I don't know, dude. It just made like the least amount of sense. Like, that was the worst possible shit that she could have said, right?
Yeah.
And then she looks at me and my friend, because my friend like didn't really talk at all. It was just me talking, which I'm totally fine with. I was pretty comfortable in that situation. Um, but she just looks at me and him, and she's like, "If this ever happens again, you'll be suspended." And then she's like, "Dismissed." And then we walk out of the classroom, right? Or we walk out of the vice principal's office. I'm like, "Man, what the fuck was that?" And then we just never talked to her again. We just like radio silent. I think she wanted us to, like talk to her or something. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But like we just didn't talk to her again. We just like ignored her for the entire rest of the year.
Ugh. I hate when like teachers try and make this isn't kind of related to, it's kind of is, but like when teachers will force you to did I say what was it? Are you good, fam?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right. I didn't know if it was a sign. Like, did I cut you off?
No, 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 it's fine. It's fine. I just sigh like from time to time to relax myself. I guess I don't know. Just calming. It's like meditating.
But I was saying when teachers will like force like you and the bully to make up, like now you all have to be friends. You all made up, not be friends with each other. Like no, you don't. You're not gonna be friends with everyone in real life. As long as you've like settled the issue, that should be it. Like there shouldn't be any more like forced hang out with each other, play. Like I don't want to. He's not nice.
Yeah, get the fuck away from me type beat.
You know, I think I've told the story on the podcast before, but I know I haven't told you. This actually gave me a bad reputation through like middle school, but you know, whatever. It happened. You know, when you're going throughout middle school, people thought I was gay because of the way I talk and like the things I liked, which I think I still don't understand. But you know, hey, like in middle school, kids don't even really understand what like gay is.
Yeah.
Like, you're gay, dude. Let's, like, come on now.
Dude, stop wanting to, like, kiss dudes and shit, dude. You're just gay.
It was like that, or I sound like a white boy, or, like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But,
let's go get some bubble tea. Come on, boys.
Like, come on now.
I won't ever do that again.
Hey, man, it's your choice. If you want to make...
I was really embarrassing, dude. I'm never doing that again, okay? Especially not, like, in a social media platform like you do. Anyways, keep going.
But, so I kept on... There was one time this girl in my science class, we were sitting down, like, doing a project. And over the past, like, few months, people, and including her, have, like, been, like, calling me gay and everything. And then we're in class, and she's like... Shane, are you trying to get with my boyfriend? Huh? Like, you must be gay. And I was like, throughout the entire class, we're sitting down doing projects. And I'm like, sick of it. I'm like, come on, stop. And then I didn't say that. It's just building and boiling. And it's finally, you know, the dam broke. So I pick up one of, like, the science books we have, and I hit her with it. Which, Look, I have shame about it. All right, I do not encourage anyone else to do this.
That escalated kind of quick, dude. Holy shit!
Look. I've talked about this before. All right, it's the one time I've ever done that. But I mean,
that is so fucking funny, dude.
It's like it was the escalation of months of everyone doing it. It's like, nah.
Yeah. No, dude, that shit sounds so... I wish I was there to witness it. That, like, not the fact that you, like, hit someone, or, like, I guess you hit a girl or some shit. Just like the fact, like the escalation. I couldn't imagine what was going through her head when he just stood up, grabbed a textbook,
Now, mind
and
you,
just
it
like
was
swung.
what made this so much worse for me is that it was silent. There was no. This was like a silent work period. Everyone's like quiet doing their work in the textbook, and just out of nowhere, you just hear boom, and then like everyone's like, there wasn't even
Was it like really hard?
No, it was. I probably like maybe like 50%. It was not
Okay,
like
okay.
it wasn't light, but it wasn't like like destroying anybody either.
Yeah. No TKO or anything.
But I remember like people were like gasping. They were like, "Shane, how could you?" And then the science teacher pulls me out. I was like, "What on earth was that?" She had like a strong like Chicago accent. She's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I'm like,
Hey, what the fuck are you doing, huh?
like, why would
Why
you
you-
do that? I'm like, she's calling me gay. And then like the tears went down. It's like I was so tired of it.
Mhm.
And I feel like, there shouldn't be judgment with this. I was young, and I was sick of being harassed. Obviously, I'd handle the situation better now.
Mhm.
But I mean,
Yeah.
I don't feel regret. In the time, I felt like it was something. It was the reaction that I had in the place of where I was in my life.
Yeah.
But
I had a similar experience actually. I didn't hit anyone with a textbook. I wish I did.
she pulled me
But-
out, and she was like, "Sorry to cut you off, but
No, it's fine. It's fine. Keep going.
She pulled me out, and then she was like, "You know what? Go to the principal's office." She sent me and the girl to the office. She wasn't crying at all. She didn't even look. She wasn't phased at all. Which it is not. I'm not justifying. Like, yeah, she wasn't even phased. It was still wrong. But we both got like I think a 3-day suspension, and for the rest of the
3 days off. Let's go.
that was not 3 days off. It was 3 days of misery. Like it was. Those were the like hard 3 days, fam. And then like after that, I think my teacher was like, no. I had the reputation around the school of being abusive and like having anger issues, which really destroyed me because like no one really wanted to associate with me anymore, and that kind of really killed like my 7th grade like year experience.
Yeah.
Up until I did a play, a school play, and then I did a really good job. People were like, "Oh my gosh, you did good," and then people kind of like skipped over it, which was good. Like it kind of changed my reputation, but it was still a hard time of like going through that and like thinking like how you could have handled the situation better.
Yeah, of course.
But I'll tell you this: I never was called gay again by by her and her group.
That'll teach them.
But no, I didn't do anything like that again. Like I think I did do like I think that was the worst thing I've done. And then like I told a girl I don't know. It was in my like math class. She was like talking about my family and everything in class, and I was like, that's why your dad walked out on you. And then which
God.
which like this was like 5th grade. I felt so bad, and rightfully so. Like that was an extreme. That was an extreme. I shouldn't have said that. And I also don't think I really understood what that meant to a degree. What that could do to a person. Like I think kids are a lot more brutally honest when they're like younger.
Yeah.
They don't really have a filter of like what is this gonna do to a person.
Yeah.
But those are the 2 worst things, and then everything else has been like, I mean, I put up with a lot during like middle school and grade school. It was crazy. What kids went through.
I think I didn't really have like a similar experience to you. I used to just be called gay because of the people I used to hang out with. It was like just like a bunch of girls, I guess. Back in like 6th grade. But when I was in kindergarten, I didn't know I was actually bullying this kid. I thought he was just giving me his toys because I was like not telling him to.
Oh no!
But like, I like, dude, you have to believe me. Like, I didn't know I was actually bullying him. I just like thought he was just like sharing his toys with me because he was very enthusiastic with doing so. I didn't think I was actually bullying him.
Wow.
It's only because like the situation. Let me lay down the fucking lane for you, okay? what happened is I just saw like this toy that I thought looked really fun and cool. So I went up to this guy. I was like, "Man, can I see that toy? Man, can I play with that toy? Man, can I just keep like I'll just take this toy." I was like, "Yeah, sure, keep it, keep it." I thought he had a lot of fucking toys to like just give me that toy. I didn't actually expect him to just say, "Yeah, keep the toy." I just like wanted to see what would happen, right?
Yeah.
So he gives me this toy. And I was like, "Damn, that's hype! I just got a new toy, right?" I take it home, put it on my shelf, forget to give it back, right?
Yep.
And then next day comes along, has this cool fucking watch. Can I play with that toy? Can I see that toy? Can I keep that toy? Yeah, sure, you can keep this one too. I was like, oh, hype. And then I think eventually his mom asked him like, where the fuck all your toys go? Like I bought you a bunch of them. Where they all at? I was like, yeah, this kid like keeps taking them from me. I'm like, what? And then I get called out. Like I get called out of my class. I'm like, man, what the fuck? What happened? Like what? What's going? Why am I being called out right now? You know? And he's like, David, did you by chance take this kid's toys? I'm like, no, he just gave them to me. It's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, it was pretty easy. You just handed them to me, dude.
Yeah, like I didn't really take them. I wouldn't say like I stole them or anything. He just kind of handed them over. And it's like, okay, well, you're gonna have to give them all back, and if you don't, you're gonna be like expelled or something. Oh yeah,
Whoa.
I don't think my parents ever knew. I think it was just like between. I mean, they might have. I don't know. But that was like I think one of the. I kind of feel bad for it now, but at the same time, there was like no like pushback from him. He just like, yeah, here you go, you know.
Like, how was I supposed to know? He was just giving me his toys.
I didn't think about it too much. I was just like, oh, cool, fucking toy. Let me just. I mean, it sounds kind of bad now, like thinking about like, oh yeah, let me just take his toys. But like,
The way
imagine
you
like a
frame it,
friend.
it's like he just, yeah. There's no
Yeah, here you go.
resistance.
Yeah, there was no resistance. I didn't fucking think that he was like upset about it. If he was, I'd probably just like stop right there. There was actually one kid in that same exact class that was really upset that I wasn't friends with him. I don't know why. Cause like I had like three. I always like to keep like two good friends,
Mm-hmm.
and then everyone else is just like not necessarily like a mutual friend, but like I can like depend on those people like really well
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I ever need them around. Um, so when I was like in kindergarten, I had like the same mentality. So I had like two really good friends or two or three really good friends
Yep.
that I wanted to like do something with. I can't remember what. And then I didn't really even know this kid, honestly. Like I just like knew of him, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We just like talked a few times. And then he like I was just like, "Yeah, I want to do this with these guys." And then he starts crying that I like didn't include him or something. And then like the teacher like calls me over and says, "Well, you have to be inclusive and you have to have these people in." And I was like, "Okay, but like this is like I just want to have like these guys." And you're like, "Yeah, but you have to like be inclusive and everything." And I was like, "Okay, I'm just probably gonna keep these guys." And then he like looked at me. He's like, "But you did involve me in your group." And I was like, "Yeah, man, it's kind of how it goes, you know." Guys in. It
Yeah,
sounds kind
man.
of a dick, but like all kids are kind of dicks, you know. Like they think about it. I don't know.
Yeah, all kids are dicks to some degree, you know. It happens.
Yeah. It's been an interesting time at school now that I think about it.
The time you finally get to grow up and leave.
I think it's like that for a lot of us. Where it's just like a lot of people like when you get into a better spot because inevitably like you're not going to be in like the same spot.
Yeah.
I think if you want success or if you're striving towards success, you're going to get it. It's not really. I think success is very much what's the word? It's very much like a personal thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you just keep on the path, then you will find success.
Yeah.
Um, but I think for a lot of people, they just don't move on. That's like the biggest issue they have. It's hard for them to move on for whatever reason. Maybe they really like peaked in high school or some shit, which is really sad to see. Honestly, like it's only like what 4 years of your life, and that was like the best,
Mm-hmm.
years of your life. I think anyone who says like high school is the best time is like really not having a good time with their life. I think that's an issue that they should fix.
I think that's cap.
No, I mean, think about it, right? Fucking high school sucks dick. Okay, you're doing assignments half the time. People are just like fighting each other, doing drugs and shit, right? You have your own friend group that's like mediocre, just talking about balls or I don't know, whatever the fuck they talk about, right? You got like different cliques of people. You're ignoring half the school. You're just talking to like certain people that your friends already know. Your teachers fucking maybe they suck. Assignments suck dick. You're stressed out constantly. Like that doesn't sound like a good time to me. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you're there like doing the drugs and shit. But like if you're not doing that, then it's just boring as fuck.
So high school can only be fun with drugs? Minnie? No, I'm kidding.
Honestly, kinda, yeah. I mean, think about it, dude. Imagine like going to fucking school just stoned out of your mind. Just like, yo, what's good, teach? What's up? I was like surfing down like the 86 with my dad in the car. It was so sick. Like, you know.
You go to school with
I,
surfers?
no, I just wish I had that fucking energy all day, every day, dude. I don't have that. I wake up every day like at fucking 8:45. Got to get ready in 5 minutes. I go to school. Fucking, I'm there like sitting, stressing, you know, doing science, almost fucking falling asleep. I go home. I'm relieved that I don't have school for the rest of the day. You know. That's my day. That's a normal high school, I would say.
The normal
You got these motherfuckers. You got these motherfuckers on drugs that are like peaking right now. They're like, "Oh my god, it was so much fun just talking to everyone." I think, I think weed just makes you okay with being bored. I think that's what it is. Every single time I've like thought about doing drugs, because there's been like a lot of times where I could have. It's just like, it's not really. I would say it's not really in my path to success. I would say to do drugs.
Yeah.
You know.
Or you find out years later you're like Snoop and you're like really productive with it.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, like, I'll probably do it eventually just because, like, curiosity is probably going to get me eventually. But
Yeah.
right now, it's just, I kind of, like, the thought of doing it just fucking bores me. It's so boring. Everyone's like, do you do weed? Do you do weed? And I'm like, no, fuck you. You know? Or not, no, fuck you. It's just really a boring thought.
Yeah, it doesn't like
I'd rather, yeah, I'd rather just spend time doing things that I enjoy rather than just fucking sitting in a room with a bunch of people I don't, like, necessarily know and then just fucking, like, smoke with them, you know?
think.
And besides, yeah.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, and besides, it's kind of just a waste of time sitting down all day just smoking weed.
I mean, some people do other things while doing it. You know, like painting or like they pour that time into something creative because it kind of like expand those parts. I think it just depends on how people use it. But I don't
Yeah,
think it's
for
just.
sure.
But definitely, I do think there's a portion and a stigma. People just I'm just gonna sit down and not doing anything, bro. But I want to thank you all for listening to the Quirky Dorks podcast. There'll be more videos every Monday. And Wednesdays we have a small segment. If there's any suggestions for future podcast episodes, leave them down in the comments, and we'll definitely go through. But thank you all for listening, and me and Minnie will see you all.
Yep. See you soon.